What a day. What a day to be an F1 Twitter. I mean, probably the biggest and the most that's happened. I mean, usually this kind of stuff waits until like Spa and Monza and places like that. But like, this is the second day. This is the second day of summer break. And all this happened right after Alpine's French Grand Prix. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you were unaware, this is called the Oscar Piastri saga. It started on F1 Twitter. For me, it started earlier in the morning. People in the UK, it was in the afternoon. And people in Australia and Oscar himself, it started at 2 a.m. Now, before we get into everything that happened, it is important to understand the context of how we got here. So after the Austrian Grand Prix and before the French Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel, in a shock move, created social media and announced his retirement on Instagram. It was a shocking move. It was very, very shocking. Then, after the French Grand Prix, we got the news. I think it was on Monday morning or Sunday afternoon. I think it was Monday morning. That Fernando Alonso will replace Sebastian Vettel on a multi-year deal, in which I'm sure Lawrence Stroll came up with a laundry list of things for Fernando Alonso in the biggest bag he's ever gotten. But then, now, we go to yesterday. At what seemed a desperate move from Alpine, they announced that Oscar Piastri will be promoted to the seat and will be racing there for 2023. Now, this seemed normal. It seemed like the logical thing for Alpine to do, right? It seemed like the logical thing to do for Alpine. But there was one thing missing. Any, and I mean any acknowledgement from Oscar Piastri. Not a Oscar's asleep, but his manager Mark Webber says that they have accepted. Not a single peep from Oscar's side. Well, then it was like on hours since Oscar was announced by Alpine to be the new racer. You heard nothing. And so rumors started. And then there was a rumor that got spread that he was talking to McLaren about possibly replacing Ricardo. But then you go, wait. So he could be going to McLaren? Where does Ricardo go? And then there's more rumors that Oscar is going to go to AlphaTauri and Ricardo stays at McLaren. And then once McLaren get rid of Ricardo, then he goes to McLaren. But that's like a Red Bull driver's seat. I don't think Red Bull would do that. So it was a little weird. And so after all that, and even with the whole Ricardo thing, that's like Aussie on Aussie crime. A lot more time spent, and everyone was like walking on eggshells. Like, what's happening? Where's Oscar? Is he awake yet? There's a lot of funny memes about Oscar waking up to seeing he's driving for Alpine. There's some funny memes. And then, and the most, and I think, biggest Twitter post by an F1 driver ever. He posted basically saying, yeah, nah, I don't really like them. I'm not racing for you guys at all. Didn't say what he was doing. He just said, I'm not racing for them. And it was just one of the Twitter moments. You had to be there. It was just outstanding Twitter moment. This is the reason for all the like weird stuff you see on F1 Twitter, all the like harassment, all the toxic, really toxic things you see on F1 Twitter. You experience this and you're like, oh, this is why I'm on F1 Twitter. It makes sense. But I also, before we get into major theories, I do think the funniest possibility is he races with Alpine. That's the funniest thing. Something that's weird that makes it kind of legitimate that might happen. Alpine still haven't deleted that tweet. saying that Oscar was announced after Oscar vividly said, "I'm not racing for you guys." So something's going on. Not quite sure what's going on. And, like, where does Ricardo go if he has to leave? Does he go to Alpine? I don't think that's going to happen. He already left them. Where does he go? Williams? I don't think he wants to go to Williams. I mean, doesn't really know where to go. Does he do a Kimi Räikkönen? Does he go to NASCAR? He's had links to NASCAR. He loves America. It's like, does he do a NASCAR thing for like a year or two? Reset himself? Come back to F1 better than ever? Does he do one of those? Like, it's a questionable one. It's very questionable. We'll see what happens. But whatever happens, I can tell you one thing. I am on the edge of my seat. I saw a funny comment. It says, this is such a Ferrari move to fumble two amazing drivers within 2 days span. It's the most Ferrari thing done by not a Ferrari team. It's very funny. I like it. But yeah, that's the story so far. Any updates? Check out my TikTok. Have it up there. But other than that, see you guys next one. Peace.